So yes guys, hello and welcome back to the Triathlete YouTube channel. You join me today for episode 4 of the Bolton 70.3 series, where I'm going to be taking on middle distance triathlon this coming 8th of June 2025, and I'm documenting my build into the race. This video here is more just a training update, what's been happening and how I'm feeling just over 3 weeks out from the event. So my plan leading into the race was always to do a prolonged taper, sort of 3 weeks out from the race. So we're coming up close to that, but that was me this Tuesday. I was on Zwift, pedalling away, doing a sort of kind of over-under threshold session, and then I started to feel my right hamstring go tight. I did keep pedaling for a little while, probably 10-15 minutes longer than I should have, but I eventually just decided to pull the plug in the session, and I thought, this isn't going away. I'm happy that I did call the session as early as I did, but since that point it's just been a bit more rest and recovery from the running and the cycling. Swimming has been fine. I've still been going to the pool each day. I've not done any double swims. I couldn't face doing any double swims, but yeah, I've been doing a swim in the morning and then going to the sauna. And what we now have at the gym, a plunge pool in the evenings, which has been really convenient for it to open exactly when it did. Some sort of hot cold therapy just to kind of ease off my leg. Initially I thought it was more just a strain on my hamstring, but actually over the past couple of days I've now sort of felt it as if it's been moving up, and yeah, it's back to the usual culprit of just sort of my hip joint. I think just over the years, the amount of times that, again, the amount of running that I've done, but then the amount of times that I've crashed on my bike or fell off, it's always been on my right hand side. And yeah, I think there is just a little bit of scar tissue that's there that if it gets inflamed, yeah, it starts to get irritated. How did I get irritated in the first place? Well, that was me actually rolling back the clocks to last weekend on Saturday when I'd normally do my long ride. I woke up and I just didn't feel it at all, which is strange. My training has never been more consistent and I just felt kind of rubbish. I was procrastinating before getting on the bike, and then I was starting 45 minutes later than what I usually should or usually would. And then yeah, I thought I'll give it 20 minutes, and if I start to feel it I'll get going. And no, after 20 minutes I just decided to call it. Went back to bed, and honestly that day I must have slept for an additional 5-6 hours. Yeah, I just felt completely drained. From that then, it did mean on the Sunday that I felt really good, and the long run was better than usual because I had more energy, less fatigue. But that's then a dangerous cycle of when you start to feel too fresh and you start to push on too much, that yeah, I might have just pushed it a bit too much on that run, which inevitably meant on the Tuesday hard bike session that yeah, it was just a ticking time bomb at that point. However, today is now Friday, and yeah, I'm finally back into a rhythm. I was in the pool this morning, got back to the house and went on Zwift. Nothing silly, kept it to a maximum of 1 hour, just sort of building through kind of steady tempo gears. Nothing too crazy, not too much heart rate drift as well, so that was good. And then you might have noticed that from this shot here, I'm not in my usual location of Newcastle for this one. I've actually came up to just outside Edinburgh in Musselburgh for my sister's birthday. So I'm doing a nice wee overnight kip at her uni campus, and yeah, decided to go out for an easy run there. And the roads, there's just something that's so much better. Running on quiet roads, in the sunshine, 18-19 degrees, it's sort of 5 in the evening, and yeah, Scottish roads, I can assure you, are just so much better. But I have to say, after having to run on gradients more than 1%, unlike the flattest place in the world with Newcastle, I nearly popped my calves doing that one. Ease up. But it was nice to piece together a solid day's training. Not too much intensity, but good to get the ball rolling once again. And that's the run, done and dusted. My leg felt fine, not too bad. Still a wee bit achy, but definitely more that it was easing off as I went through the run. And yeah, it's like that meme. A lot of people don't know this meme, but I always refer to it every day. I'll probably just put it in the video because no one really knows what it is.
If you are walking and you suddenly feel bad, try to remember, did you ever feel good?
But yeah, that's basically how I was feeling there. As I've mentioned throughout this, with just over 3 weeks to the race, there's no room to be silly anymore. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I am feeling good for it. I'm feeling ready to go. The past few days it's been nice having a bit lighter training just to get that engine going again. Definitely seeing it in the swim with the speed. But yeah, 3 weeks out, let's do this. If you did enjoy this one, be sure to hit the like button, and if you want to keep up with the rest of my journey leading into Bolton 70.3 on the 8th of June 2025, make sure you press subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.